welcome back to the Kedron Equestrian YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Zoe and I'm a trainer, coach and competitor from Australia. Today I thought we would do something, it's just a little bit of fun, so I hope nobody gets too offended by this video, but I thought I would do 4 breeds that I would never own. Now, this is just my personal opinion. I am probably going to generalize a little bit just with the horses that I've worked with personally. So I really don't want anyone to take this as a personal jab towards them and their horse for some reason. It's just my opinion, really. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first horse that I would never own is a standardbred. Now, why would I not own a standardbred? Because I am always looking for a horse that is going to be competitive to a higher level in my chosen disciplines. So I like to do dressage, show jumping, and a little bit of packing as well. Now, a standardbred can do all of these things. I'm not saying that at all. They are very capable of doing all those 3 disciplines, but I don't want to have to put in the extra effort to have to actually train a horse to canter. Look, and I've retrained many standardbreds, so this isn't coming from a place of ignorance. I've actually done it for other people. And for my personal horse, I want something that isn't already a step behind every other horse, which is how I see not being able to canter. And a lot of people say, but they can canter. It's totally possible for them. In my experience and what I've seen, I haven't actually ever seen a standardbred do a regular 3-beat canter. I always see a 4-beat canter. There's something not quite right. And I mean, this is including some of the best canters that are out there in the standardbred realm. There's always just something not quite right and not quite coordinated, I guess. And there's quite a few of other issues that it's just hard for them to do certain things, and it's not their fault. I'm not saying that. It's actually how they're put together. If you look at a standardbred's hind end, they have a weaker hind end. There's something different about how their back legs are put together. I'd love to see a standardbred skeleton compared to a different breed, because you can just see it even at a walk. I can tell a standardbred. If I can't tell it just from standing there, as soon as they walk, I know that it's a standardbred. Yeah, and for me, I don't want to do that when there's horses out there that have been specifically bred for what I want to do, and can canter straight off the bat. That's and that's just my opinion. A lot of people love the breed, and they don't mind putting in that extra effort. And I mean, lucky there's people like that out there, because they keep the breed being useful after they've finished racing, and that's wonderful. But they're just not for me. All right, the second horse that I would not own is a Friesian. I find Friesians a bit of a novelty horse. Again, their canter is not very strong. They have weak backs naturally, so it makes a lot of their work hard or harder for them. And it's not my style of horse, I guess I could say. Yeah, it's just, they don't do it for me. I don't know, it's just my opinion. Yeah, I've ridden, I don't think I've ridden, no I have, actually, scratch that. I have ridden a purebred Friesian, and I've also done Friesian crosses. I may own a Friesian cross, but as a sales prospect, not as a long-term competition horse for myself. Yeah, they're not for me. And I like a horse, like obviously not every Friesian is like this, but the ones that I've worked with aren't overly arrogant, and I like a horse with a little bit of arrogance, which seems weird to say, but I like a horse that knows how good they look when they go out, and they're happy to show it off, and they've just got this a little bit more inner confidence about them, which I'm sure a lot of Friesians do have, but the ones that I have worked with just haven't, so I haven't really gelled with them so much. The third horse is a quarter horse. I would not, I think maybe we did own a quarter horse. We had a rescue quarter horse. But we rescued it. It was in a bit of a bind, so we had the space and the money to look after it, so we took it on, and then rehomed it once he was in a bit of a better shape. And mind you, not rehomed for profit. We just found him a lovely home. Yeah, so again, kind of similar to the first two. They're not built for what I need in a competition horse. I also don't gel so well with their personalities either. I am often quite suspicious of breeds that are notoriously quiet. I feel like they're a little bit passive aggressive and they're plotting to kill me. Which seems ridiculous to say, but yeah, breeds that are quiet, like renowned for being quiet breeds, I don't trust them at all. And that's just me. I like a horse that I guess wears their emotions out on their sleeve a little bit more. I'm used to thoroughbreds and they don't hide anything much from you. You know what they're thinking all the time. Yeah, and quarter horses are built quite downhill because they're specifically bred for something very different. I know that there are dressage and show jumping quarter horses out there. I'm not saying that they can't do it. For me, again, I don't want to do the extra work to try and lift them up in front when they're not designed to do that. Yeah, so that's that. The last horse on my list that I have here is an Arab or an Arabian. Now, I would own part Arabian, like an Anglo or an Arabian warm blood. I've worked with Arabs and I don't mind them. I just don't like their paces so much. Their trots can be beautiful. Their canter can often be a little bit rigid. Yeah, and it's just not my style. It's just, yeah, I wouldn't go out to specifically buy an Arab. But in saying that, I would, if I found a really beautiful Anglo or Arabian warm blood, I wouldn't not buy it. If that makes sense. Yeah, it's just personal preference. They can be a little bit short behind, which I prefer them to have a little bit more length in their hind quarter. Yeah, it's just, again, they're built for something completely different. Like, they're bred and designed for a different discipline that I am not interested in doing. But I'm happy to work with all of these breeds. I train, and I enjoy helping them to go correctly and hold themselves better, and like all that kind of stuff. I enjoy doing that for their owners and helping their owners out. But for me, because you have to remember that I'm riding other people's problem horses every single day, so I want my own horses to not necessarily be easy, but I don't want them to already be behind in what I'm trying to do. Like, I at least want to start with a blank slate, not like in the minuses of what I have to fix to catch up to then be ready to progress to what I want to do. Yeah. So I hope no one got offended with that list. Please feel free to comment below what breed you wouldn't own. And it's all just personal preference. So no one go and get your knickers in a knot. Not everyone has to like the breed of horses that you like. I know a lot of people don't like thoroughbreds, and I love my thoroughbreds. So, you know, it's really what works for you and what you're doing, and your personality as well. Like, I find human personalities don't always gel with every single horse personality, and that's totally fine. That's why we love this sport, because we get to do it with something that has a mind of its own, isn't it? Yeah, if you found this, I don't know, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, and we will hopefully see you for the next video.